FM and now 102.3 FM.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio out of Redlands. You can find us at 106.5, 102.3 FM or 1050 AM on your dial. And we'll be coming to you every third Sunday at 1 p.m. So don't miss us. My name is Dan Reddick. I'll be your host today. And I'm honored to have Lloyd Siegel, president of the LA REIC and longtime real estate investor with me today. Lloyd, how are you?
Good to be here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Matt, thank you for being here. This is exciting. I'm really looking forward to talking to you. So I know you started out in law and you have transitioned to real estate, but could you just take us through that journey?
Oh, good. That's always a good story. I haven't told that in a long time. I was working for a music law firm in Beverly Hills, Diamond, Tilden, Colden, and Emery, and we were representing rock and roll people.
Oh, wow.
And I had signed an artist to a label, Nick Gilder, and he had a hit song called "Hot Child in the City." So I got a big check.
Wow.
And my dad, who's been a real estate investor his whole life, and I rejected real estate, and my dad said to me, "Tell you what, I'll match whatever you." I think I got 50,000, and this is, oh God, 20 years.
That's a heck of a sum of money for. Yeah.
And that was just my fee. Nick obviously got a lot more.
Yeah.
And my dad said he'll match it if I agree with him that we could buy a house in LA. And I said, okay. And so we pulled our money together, bought this house. I think it was like 100,000, and it was a rental.
Uh-huh.
I didn't pay any attention to it. And so Nick had a hit song, Hot Child in the City. And then the second song died, third song did so-so, fourth song didn't do it all. And so after about 2 years, Nick was dropped from the label.
Oh, wow.
I remember calling my dad, who was my financial advisor, among a lot of other things he did, and it was my partner, and telling him that my artist had just been dropped from the label. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is a horrible thing. And in the conversation, he's commiserating, but then he says, and by the way, how's the house doing? House. Someone's managing. House doubled in value, Dad, but you don't understand.
Oh my gosh.
But you don't understand. The artist, Nick, has been dropped by the label. What am I going to do?
Sure. No, you're mourning that loss for sure. Yeah.
Right? That's all I could think about. And he said, listen to what you just said. Your artist has no label. In the meantime, the house you bought 2 years ago has doubled in value. And
you didn't have to lift a finger.
Right, and it went from 100,000 to 200,000. The mortgage had been paid down, and look how good that investment is. And it was like, wow, a light went off in my head, and I literally transitioned from rock and roll, entertainment law to real estate law that next day.
Wow!
And never looked back.
So what'd you get into then? More buy and holds or?
Oh, everything. Buy and hold, fix and flip, invested with my dad. My brother's also an investor. Everything. I took every real estate course for investors there was. I took every course for lawyers on terms of real estate that I could take. I just went nuts. And within 6 months to a year, I had transitioned 100% into real estate. And that was over probably 25 years ago.
Wow, that's a pretty quick transition. I know most people takes quite a bit longer to get out of the W-2 or employment situation. Wow.
No, it was easy.
Yeah, impressive. So from that point, what comes next?
I was buying little houses and fixing them up and flipping them, and the ones that were profitable, I would hold on to and rent. In the meantime, I a book on, first book was on, uh, let's see, bankruptcy, everything you want to know about bankruptcy, but we're afraid to ask.
Okay.
And then I wrote a book on I had a lot of real estate clients that actually were in foreclosure and or behind on their payments and actually might lose them in foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually write books based on what the needs are. And I saw there was no book in the marketplace that provided to help people that were in foreclosure. All the books out
Oh,
there
I see.
for investors, but there was nothing for the homeowner. So I wrote a book on Nolo Press. I wrote a book for them. They're out of Berkeley. On Stop Foreclosure Now in California. And that book was really successful for people that were in foreclosure. Actually, I originally wrote it for lawyers, and it was 3 inches thick.
Yeah.
And when my agent
I think
it,
I've got that book actually.
thank you very much, it's purple, and I'd autograph it when you show it to me. My agent submitted to Nolo as a book for the layman for homeowners. They said, look, it was too thick.
Mm-hmm.
People wouldn't read it. They put it in the fireplace to stay warm. So they said, we'll pay you though if you'll go back and edit it for layman, which was another 1-year process. Really hard.
Wow.
I had to take all the law out of it, strip it, and just make it helpful for people.
Right. Turn it into the nuggets.
Right. And so we made it into a 200-page book instead of a 900-page book. It was longer than Gone with the Wind. And then I wrote another book on, and then American Management Association in New York saw the book and said, if you could convert this book to a national book, we will pay you money. And I said, sure, if you're going to pay me money.
Yeah, it sounds like a good deal.
We converted the book to national. It was called Stop Foreclosure, dropped the California. And at the end of the book, we inserted all the laws on foreclosure in every state.
Wow.
Yeah, that was great.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So foreclosure, was that one of your primary strategies for acquiring properties?
Yeah, that's one of the strategies to buy.
Yeah.
And then I did my third book was I needed to transition to the other aspects of real estate. So then I wrote a book, Foreclosure Investing, so that I show I'm on both sides of the coin. I show people how to avoid foreclosure, and I show investors how to buy foreclosures. And then my last book, a couple years ago, was Flipping Houses, which was just a book on all the elements, all the facets of buying, of finding, buying, financing, fixing, and flipping houses.
Okay, and I know you teach that a lot at your real estate club as well. So I see the beginner real estate course on your website.
I'm working on a new book now, just the fundamentals of investing in real estate, just the fundamentals.
Fantastic! Wow, that's a lot. So we're kind of caught up to now. What kind of investing are you doing today? What's really kind of the most interesting thing you're working on?
Well, I flip. What I really look for now are multi-million-dollar properties that have been gutted, that are in the horrible shape that nobody else wants.
Oh, okay.
And that's sort of my wheelhouse, my focus are properties like that. And I usually get those from other investors. Is the lawnmower next door bothering you?
I can't hear it. We're good.
Oh, good. Okay, good. So I look for houses like that. But the pandemic came. When the pandemic came, I sold a house in Tarzana. It was a $2 million home property, half acre and a 4,600 square foot house. Great.
Wow.
And since that sold, I haven't had a work, but since that sold, I've purposely not tried to invest in any fix and flips because the market's overheated.
Yeah.
And in LA County in particular, a lot of lay people are willing to buy houses that need to be fixed and flipped because there's no other inventory. And so I've held off on that. So basically I've been spending my time buying small single family houses in the Sun Belt.
Okay. So all throughout the southern U.S. Yeah.
Alabama,
Mhm.
Mississippi, Louisiana,
Right.
not so much Texas, Georgia,
All right. Well, it's fascinating.
and Virginia.
Not down in Florida like everybody else.
No, no,
Okay.
wait, I'm a contrarian.
Okay. All right. Well, so what's your basis for that? The Sun Belt is obviously more cash flow type environments for
Right.
rentals, but is that the primary motivator, or are there other reasons to be there?
Oh no, it's cash flow. And I teach in my classes that you should use the 1% rule. So the 1% rule is that if the monthly rent needs to exceed 1% of the purchase price. As long as it
Right.
does, you're going to have positive cash flow. Now, there's only certain cities where you can find that. Certainly not in Los Angeles. Certainly not in San Diego.
No,
Nowhere.
definitely not.
But you can in the Sun Belt, the cities like the cities in Georgia and Mississippi and Alabama and Arkansas.
Are there any particular types of properties you're targeting there then?
Single family residence, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, where there's a turnkey company available to operate it. I want to be an investor. I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want to deal with the tenants. I pay someone to do that.
Got it. All right. That's certainly the easier way to do it. Those phone calls can get annoying, and they always seem to come at 10 o'clock at night.
I don't get any phone calls. I don't know who my tenants are. I do, but
yeah,
I have no communication with them. We charge fair rent. We don't raise it very much, maybe max 2 to 5% a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep the properties well maintained, and I have really good management companies.
All right. Keep it. Yeah, just keep it moving easy. All right. Well, in just a minute here, we're going to have to pause for a station break. So you've done a lot. That was really fascinating. I learned a bunch about you. So thanks for sharing. And folks who are listening out there, come back and join us here after these messages. We'll be back here on Real Men of Real Estate and KCAA Radio out of Redlands.
This is Steve Matley. Join me every Thursday at 3 p.m. right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations radio talk show. I spent decades as a professional construction manager, business owner, real estate developer, and a college educator, and I enjoy learning new things from others. We talk a lot about real estate, business, and finance, but we cover a diverse range of other topics as well. Some of the topics we've discussed in the past few months include real estate investing, leadership, higher education, ADUs, marketing using technology, multifamily rental properties, business strategy, entrepreneurship. You never know who may show up or what they may talk about, so join us right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations Radio.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Notes, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically go to the radio station kcaaradio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
I love how New School is able to help me greatly with my career.
Because they actually have experience working in the field.
The greatest thing about New School is the fact that there are so many different disciplines, which allows you to really understand and get a good insight into different types of design. And I think it's that whole changing mindset of what design can really do for a city, and this is kind of the place to be.
This environment cultivates creative thinking.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio. We're at 106.5, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM. And I'm here talking with Lloyd Siegel about his journey through real estate. So thank you, Lloyd. the properties that you've been investing in Alabama, that's your primary strategy right now. Is
Alabama, also Mississippi,
oh, and
Arkansas.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, through the Sun Belt, yeah. So that's the kind of the core type of strategy, the single family homes, and with a long-term buy and hold. How is the market really impacting that? Is that something that the market drove you to over the last couple of years? Is that more of a reflex from post-pandemic?
You cannot buy a house in Southern California and rent it out and have positive cash flow.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
In fact, if you think about, I'm not sure about San Diego, but the median price of a home right now in LA County, roughly 750,000. It's actually started to fall now.
Yeah, we're in the same ballpark, yeah.
So you look at that $700,000 house, just in general, what's that going to rent for? If you're lucky, that's going to rent for $3,000. If you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So if $3,000, that's 1/2 of 1%.
Right.
So you're guaranteed, if you buy a house now thinking a strategy of buy and hold, you're guaranteed you're going to have negative cash flow. And the only reason then you would be doing it is for appreciation.
Yeah, appreciation and principal pay down, but that's speculation.
Yeah. What's the point of that? If you want to have a buy and hold strategy, then you got to buy out of state. And so when you're looking for states that have that 1% rule, you have to look basically in two regions, and that's the South and the Rust Belt.
Right.
So we've already talked about the southern states. So the Rust Belt to me would be Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and in Indiana. But in particular, in Michigan, in areas, and these are nice, clean areas around Detroit, you can not only get 1%, you can get 2%.
Even now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these, and this, I don't mean the slums or torn down buildings in downtown Detroit, which are scary. I mean some of the suburban areas, which are really quite nice and are still predominantly rental areas. But in those places, you can do better than 1%, which some of my students have been investing there and doing well. And the same thing with Indiana, around Indianapolis. I've been there a couple times, and there's some really nice properties that you can have that will rent around 1%, a little below, a little above, depending on the situation. But you want to look for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You
Right.
don't want a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's harder to rent. And in the same respect, you don't want a 4, 5, 6-bedroom house, because that's going to be hard to rent.
Right. It doesn't rent for that much more.
Right. And nobody wants an albatross that has too many bedrooms they're not going to need. They say they may, but they don't. So the best policy is stay within the 3-2 range, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Got it. No, that makes perfect sense. Right on. And
these homes are less than 100,000. So like eating potato chips, you could pick up 3, 4 at a time.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. So you're doing 1 to 2% cash flow on maybe $150,000 houses.
$100,000 house.
Wow, that's really great. That's a great way to diversify your risk across so many different renters. Fantastic.
And then, so you're getting 1% cash flow, but a bonus is there's going to be some appreciation. Not a lot, not like California.
Right.
But it's steady. It runs steady. We don't have to worry about the inclines and declines in California. It just runs steady.
And in the downturn, I'm guessing those rents probably don't come down a whole lot either. People got to live somewhere.
They never come down.
Yeah. I actually looked at that in Memphis during the Great Depression, and average rent loss was $50 a month.
Rare.
And
one of my students has now 15 houses in Memphis.
Wow.
Under the same strategy and doing really well.
Mm-hmm. So are you buying these things as turnkeys, or are you hiring a crew to fix them up?
I buy everything turnkey. I don't have time to worry about it. I don't want to know about rehab. If I'm rehabbing, I need to be there.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to run that remote.
Right. So I want to find a turnkey company in these cities that will buy the property, renovate it, find a qualified tenant, rent it to them, manage the property. All I know is every month I get a check. Wouldn't it be nice to get checks every month and not do
It's a beautiful thing. So to the people who say the market's too hot or you can't buy now, what do you have to say about that?
Well, that's probably true in California. I'm not trying to buy in California right now, buy and hold, or even fix and flip. I'm just stay away from California. Now, the good news is that all indications is the market's already softening in Southern California.
Yes, yeah, it feels like it, yeah.
Oh yeah, no question about it. And as mortgage rates continue to accelerate in the wrong direction, and inventories start to increase now because we come out of the pandemic, and we're seeing more and more people now willing to list their property for sale. There's no question that the prices will start to fall and the market will soften. So I'd even expect in 2023 that we'll see prices even falling. Not yet. Remember, everything has to occur first before prices ever fall. Owners are reticent to ever drop prices until there's just no other choice.
Right.
And now there's still other choices. So I think what we can do is fairly securely suggest that we'll see prices fall in 2023.
Okay. There's slow tapering until then, but then we'll have a significant adjustment.
Right. Prices go up much faster than they ever go down.
Oh yeah. No, it's super hard to reduce price on something somebody paid for. So to everyone listening who's thinking about selling, now's probably your time to get the price you're looking for. Well, all right. So then what do you think the peak or when do you think interest rates are going to peak? Best guess.
Actually, you just said something real interesting. I want to follow up on.
All right.
So if you're a seller, this is the best time to sell. If you're a buyer, this is the best time to wait.
Yeah, it feels like it.
That dichotomy.
That's what's going to do it.
Dealing with right now. That uncertainty. We're in what I call, besides purgatory, we're in a pre-recessionary period.
Yeah, watching things come down here in inventory build in San Diego, certainly there's a push there. So what is your forecast for that? The interest rates, and generally speaking, from your perspective, what do you think the Fed's going to do with this?
Well, we just read today in the Fed minutes from their previous meeting that they're going to continue a sustained increase of interest rates, the discount rate and the Fed funds rate, until they get inflation under control. And that is not happened yet. So it's just obvious that the interest rate increases will continue.
No, that's fine. I was hoping that there might be another in September and that would be enough, but it doesn't look like we've taken enough steam out of the system yet. So
no, inflation has slowed down. That's clear. We were at 8.1 over the past couple of months. That has slowed down. If you want to anticipate, I'm always writing about in my Monday Morning Quarterback that if you want to anticipate where inflation's going, and you want to have some advanced thinking, you shouldn't really be looking at the consumer price index, because that's what consumers look at. That's what the media looks at. But if you want to get behind the scenes and really appreciate where inflation is, look at the producer's price index, because that precedes the CPI by about 60 to 90 days. And sure enough, it predicted all this run up of inflation. It was predicting it months in advance. And right now, the producer price index has slowed down where the consumer price index has not as yet. So as the PPI starts to slow down, that will filter down to the consumer price index.
So and that's only maybe a 90-day lag at most, do you think?
Yeah, sometimes 60, sometimes 90, but you can usually base the cycle on that.
All right, that's pretty
to watch, really, because there's such a corollary between the two.
Yeah, I have not compared them, so I'll take a strike at that. That's fascinating. What other indicators are you watching?
I watch it all.
Oh,
No question. Interest rates, mortgage rates, it affects everything we do in real estate, both on a residential, commercial level. I watch the unemployment numbers. Unemployment numbers have been really strong.
mm-hmm.
So even though the old-fashioned way of determining whether or not we are in a recession, if the gross domestic product is down for 2 consecutive quarters, then we're in a recession. I mean, that's just no longer true anymore.
No, we're in it now then, and it doesn't feel like one.
Right. We've had 2 months of it, and although you can see a recession on the horizon, the fact is that retail sales are still up, and unemployment is down. Unemployment leads the way, and unemployment's doing great. I mean, have you been to the airport lately? The airlines can't get enough pilots.
It's packed. Yeah, I almost lost a flight 2 weeks ago coming back.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not there. We may never be there, but if we are on the way there, then the recession will be probably in the next quarter, but I'm predicting not being a mild recession, nothing we've ever experienced, certainly nothing like 2008 or 20.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Right on. Well, we got to take another break. Folks, we'll be back in a couple of minutes after these messages talking with Lloyd Siegel about the market impacts to come. So talk to you again soon on KCAA Radio. Thanks, everybody.
I love how New School is able to help me greatly with my career.
Because they actually have experience working in the field.
The greatest thing about New School is the fact that there are so many different disciplines, which allows you to really understand and get a good insight into different types of design. And I think it's that whole changing mindset of what design can really do for a city, and this is kind of the place to be.
This environment cultivates creative thinking.
The toughest part in the lending process is patience. Like I tell all my clients, once you get those keys in hand, it'll all be worth it.
Everything that they said they were going to do, they did. I saved so much money working with First Lending Solutions. I love my new house. I couldn't be happier.
So reach out to me at First Lending Solutions so I can help you get started.
You can contact Defina Miller with First Lending Solutions at 951-973-0123, definamillermortgage.com.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Real men of real estate.
Men of Real Estate Radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to KCAA Radio and the Real Men of Real Estate. I'm your host, Dan Rettig, and I'm here with Lloyd Siegel. Been talking real estate investing over his lifetime and the market, kind of where we think it's going so far today. And it sounds like you've got a strategy that keeps you going. You're completely kind of set on where you want to go, and you've really transitioned that through your real estate club into helping people and investing alongside them. So can you expand on that a little bit? What are you guys doing? How does it work?
Well, we are the Los Angeles County Real Estate Investors Association, founded in 1996 by Phyllis Rockauer, which means we're the oldest real estate investor club in all of California and probably all the way through to the Mississippi River.
I think SDCI has been around since 1976.
Oh, well, that's true. That would make you the oldest.
But you are the biggest. There's no doubt
You're
about
the
that.
biggest. We got
it's a great club.
regular people that get involved with us. So it's an amazing monster group. But then again, we're in the second largest city in the United States, so it helps.
Yeah, your website has so much going on it. I mean, just to attest to the tremendous amount of resources and education you've got going on there. What is the web address real quick for our listeners?
LArealestateinvestors.com.
Right on. So check that out, folks. There's a tremendous amount of stuff going on. If you're nearby, I really recommend going to Lloyd's Club.
And we also have an auxiliary group in Ventura County, the Ventura County Real Estate Investors Association, similar name. Their website is vcrealestateinvestors.com.
Right on.
And what we try to do is bring speakers in and have them speak in Ventura County first, on the second Wednesday of every night, and then we move them into Los Angeles on the second Thursday of every night. We're doing we were at the Olympic Collection in West LA, which was shut down in the pandemic and never reopened. So our new home has been for the past 6 months, the Iman Cultural Center in what is really Culver City, but it's like 2 blocks north. So legally it's Los Angeles, but Culver City. So as I like to say, it's Culver City adjacent.
Fantastic. So how are you working with people through the club? What does that really look like?
Well, attending all of our events are free.
Okay.
So we always encourage people to come, and we're getting 200-300 people at each of our meetings.
Incredible.
Yeah, huge audience. And what we did is we established a vendors expo. So the meetings start, rather than having all that loose networking kind of nonsense, I wanted it to be something very specific and purposeful, that people would have an opportunity, not just to have to worry about networking, but actually have something to do. So we started with 5 vendors, and we got 10 vendors, and then next month we had 20, and then the next month 30. We're up to like 45 vendors now. And it's a large room. It's like an airplane hangar. And we're able to have all the vendors in like a racetrack setup, where the people go around the racetrack and the vendors are on either side of the racetrack, if you can visualize that. Everything in my life is about horses. So and we have 45 vendors now. They all don't show up every month. So we average around 35 to 40 vendors, and the vendors rotate, sort of like your radio program. And every conceivable real estate product or service is there at the vendors expo.
All right.
And we do that again on the second Thursday of every month. And what happens is the people wander around the racetrack and they meet all the vendors, and they get the products and services they'll need. And also the vendors themselves become great referral sources to other products and services you would need as an investor. I mean, escrow, title, insurance, contractors. I mean, I just could go on and on. Everything you need is there. And that goes from 6:30 to 7:30. And then from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, we are usually 8:15. We have all the vendors come up and introduce themselves individually, give an elevator speech. You can imagine how long that is.
That is a hell of a chunk of time.
Minutes.
Wow.
We limit them to 1 minute, but then everybody has an opportunity to have all the lenders come up in front of the room and get their phone number and their website, email. And then we have the speaker come up from around 8 o'clock, 8:15 to 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock, whatever.
You guys run it pretty late. I can't get people to stay past 9.
Well, sometimes there's some snoring in the audience. We try to ignore that, put the microphones louder. And And we invite national speakers that have strategies or books to come and speak, to come to Southern California and speak in Los Angeles, some in Ventura, and sometimes we've been able to line it up with your San Diego group.
Yeah. So when Amy was here, that was fantastic.
Amy came in from Austin, Texas, and spoke at 3 nights in a row. We had her on the Southern California tour. She did Ventura, LA, and San Diego. So hopefully we'll do that in the future.
Definitely to collaborate.
And then we have a lot of things that we do during, in between our meetings. It's not just one meeting a month. We have a loan center. We're providing loan resources to people that need financing for their transactions. We have all kinds of different lenders. It's sort of like a lending tree, and it's all free to members. And they can go into there, put their deal in, and then we'll source it out to lenders that do those kind of loans: hard money loan, conventional loan, construction loan, HELOC, whatever it is, fix and flip, buy and hold. And there's no charge for that. We have my Monday morning quarterback comes out every Monday with the updates on real estate, and I try to be funny and have offbeat stories. And then we have the gold.
It's well written. I do read it.
Thank you. Thank you. You better read every single word, because there's going to be a quiz. And then we have the gold members. So the gold members are a smaller, more elite group within the club. And they have their own meetings in the, during the month. And they also have a list of wholesale properties that are similar to your leads, property leads that they can have available to them. And they have their own meetings with their own expert speakers, just smaller, more intimate, low lighting, candles, very romantic.
Sounds very sweet.
Just kidding. But they have their own meetings.
Yeah, it sounds like that's a real high caliber type event.
Right. And then we have a mentoring program. In the mentoring program, there's 3 of us doing it. I and myself and 2 other people, we rotate helping people that either 2 things typically. They either are at the very beginning neophytes and they're having problems getting started, or they got to one level where they maybe bought 1 or 2 properties and they're sort of stuck.
Yeah. How do they scale?
They need to go to the next level. So we mentor people either for the year or monthly, and that's one of our other active programs.
That's fantastic. So with the mentoring program, that's fascinating stuff. I think that active mentoring is really the key to making it through this without stepping on all the landmines. You got to learn. May as well learn from others, right?
Yeah. And what we do is we do a 3-step program. So
yeah.
Step number 1 is to have you start submitting offers right away. Right away.
Yep.
Within days, we got you writing up contracts and submitting offers. All these other seminars around the country and gurus, they teach you a lot, but it's generic. They never actually get you submitting offers.
Yeah, it's not actionable. Yeah, your speed to income is your speed to offers. That's my thing.
Right, action oriented. Say that again. I'm going to use that. What was that?
So your speed to income is your speed to offers.
Ooh, that's good.
And it's 100% corollary. And if you find a deal, you'll find the money.
My dad, that's true too. My dad always says, if you don't put your hook in the water, you're not going to catch a fish.
100%.
So people learn about real estate investing, but they never submit offers. If you never submit offers, how are you going to buy a property? So we get them submitting offers right away. And there's a lot of intimidation about that. A lot of trepidation.
I still feel it.
Right. So the more we get them submitting offers, they become more comfortable at it, and then they start doing it on a regular basis. And that's how you end up buying properties or even just wholesaling deals.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully we'll have you actually into a property within the 60 to 90 days. So that's one track of the mentoring. The second track is we give you a workbook, and we have you learn from the workbook all about real estate investing. And then the third part of the mentoring is you automatically become part of the gold program, gold membership. And so you get all those additional features while you're being mentored. So the mentoring program was very successful for the club. We're very excited about it.
It sounds amazing. Yeah.
And that's been growing too. So a lot of stuff going on besides just the monthly meetings. Oh, then we have Lyric University. I almost forgot that. So every quarter, we put on a massive amount of short workshops, usually 2 hours. They're all on Zoom. And last semester, we had 24 classes.
Wow, that's incredible.
And that's all free to gold members. And for any non-gold members, it was $49, which was dirt cheap.
Yeah, that's a great price.
On the gold. And so those are all being offered. We're doing it again in the fall. So a lot of stuff going on at the club. Great stuff.
That's absolutely fascinating. We have some subgroups and some other things we're pulling together, and we're working with a university here in San Diego to put some stuff together that can be accredited. And I really share your passion for the education. That's really how we build a community, to bring people up.
And my favorite is I have a basic training boot camp.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
And the next one is October 29th in the Culver City location, where it's 8 hours, everything you want to know about real estate investing, but we're afraid to ask.
That sounds great. So we have to take another station break here. So thanks, Lloyd. And folks listening, we'll be back in a couple of minutes after some messages here on KCAA Radio. This is the Real Men of Real Estate.
The toughest part in the lending process is patience. Like I tell all my clients, once you get those keys in hand, it'll all be worth it.
Everything that they said they were going to do, they did. I saved so much money working with First Lending Solutions. I love my new house. I couldn't be happier.
So reach out to me at First Lending Solutions so I can help you get started.
You can contact Defina Miller with First Lending Solutions at 951-973-0123, definamillermortgage.com.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services, including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing, and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Hello, welcome to Fire Up Connect. Are you a small business owner? Do you lack the resources to manage your business? Is visibility and brand awareness a top priority for you? Fire Up Connect is a community of small business owners. We help our members find the right connections and the right resources to help them be successful. This isn't your typical business networking group. Members of Fire Up Connect are innovative, driven, and all about building long-lasting relationships. We work to identify your goals and understand what it is you do and how we can help you brand yourself and your business. Fire Up Connect is about creating business opportunities, community projects, educational sessions, and live seminars to help implement effective marketing programs for our members. Fire Up Connect helps members gain validation in their businesses, learn what challenges similar business leaders are facing, and access to subject matter experts on how to overcome these challenges. Fire Up Connect offers opportunities for organic exposure through our many marketing events, programs, and projects. There are 4 colors that make up Fire Up Connect. Yellow represents the back office and services available to Fire Up Connect members. Red represents Fire Up Connect's marketing and advertising resources, such as TV shows, radio, magazine book publication, and movie projects. Green represents Fire Up Connect's referral system, tracking incentives, and blue represents Fire Up Connect's donation, fundraising, and scholarship programs. Fire Up Connect members have access to monthly business sessions, price discounts on affiliated companies, and all Fire Up Connect programs, book publications, published articles for your business, access to Fire Up Connect scheduled webinar events, a photo shoot session, and a video production. Join us for our annual Fire Up Live seminar and gain valuable connections in the Fire Up community and boost your business. We believe in your business. We believe in what you do. At Fire Up Connect, we believe in you. Join us for our annual Fire Up Live seminars to gain, discover, and get fired up.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio. You can find us on your dial at 106.5 or 102.3 FM or 1050 AM. The show is also streamed on the radio show website, kcaaradio.com. And you can also track it down on Spotify, Roku, and many other podcasting resources. So come check us out and check out the other hosts also on other Sundays here at the Real Men of Real Estate. I'm back here with Lloyd Siegel, and we were talking about the criticality of education and mentorship and what he's doing to try and help that in the LA area. So you've got a lot going on. The classes sound amazing. 24, that's a lot of classes.
30 days.
That's a lot. So when you're working with your students, so you're working with them doing out-of-state investing. How do you work with them? How does that program how does that work?
Well, we do two things. We first of all let them know about any properties that we know about, hear about. And number two, we turn them on to turnkey companies in these various cities. And I should probably say what a turnkey company is, right? Do we cover that?
Definitely, yep.
Okay, so we call them turnkey companies because everything is done for the investor. They find the property, they buy it, they renovate it, they rent it to a qualified tenant, they manage it so no one is dealing with you, and then they, at the end of every month, they send you an accounting and they deposit a check directly in your account. That's why I said that you're an investor, not a landlord. You have no landlord responsibility. So
you're teaching people to work on a business instead of in it.
Exactly. Well put. Once again, you say these things so perfectly.
Thank you.
And that's exactly the spirit that this is under. And there's positive cash flow, and it's run like a business. And so it's a really very successful way of investing. And it's a lot easier than trying to buy stuff local. That's for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot smoother flow. So are you partnering with students? I mean, I know you've got your resource center, for your loan center for setting up financing, but does the program go so far as to partner with students?
We have. It's not a regular thing we do. Sometimes student has needed some financing at the last second, and we come up with it, pay it, and help them out. But most of these deals, I mean, they're small deals. You buy houses under 100,000 in these cities.
Right, you're 20K down and you're in.
Yeah, so there's not too much of a need for partnering or financing, but we hold their hand.
Right, now it's the process.
Probably more valuable.
How often do students end up working with each other?
Oh, a lot. That's really a fun thing. I always say that to boot camp. I went to law school. They used to say, look to the person on your left, look to the person on your right, because one of them won't be here at the end of 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Which was really, really true. And I always say in my boot camp, I say, look to the person on your left, look to the person on the right, because at least one of them is going to be your partner in the future on a deal. So for the next break, make sure you meet them. And what I do is near the beginning is I stop the boot camp, put on some music, and make everybody meet all the people around them.
That's smart.
Beginning. And then at the boot camp, the basic training boot camp, which is October 29th. Plug. What we do is at lunch break, I make everybody go to lunch in groups, assigned groups, and I give them homework for during the lunch break.
So you're doing investor dating.
Exactly right.
That's great. No, that's fantastic. Folks just need to push sometimes, kind of be told it's okay even.
And I love it. Nobody goes alone, so nobody gets left behind. And when the people come back, they're all buddy, and they have worked as a group already on answering the questions I've given them to study during the lunch break. So that's how these things work. It's really very successful.
That's a really great program. I like that a lot. Yeah, very impressive. How long has that been going on now?
The boot camp's been going on as long as I've been running the club, which is now got almost 5 years.
I said it was 2018, yeah.
Phyllis passed away in 2016.
That's a shame. Wow. Well, congratulations on the club.
Truly one of the legends.
Yeah. Well, so we're going to have to wrap up here in a couple of minutes. So how can folks get a hold of you?
Email is lloydsegal@msn.com, LLOYDSEGAL@msn.com. Phone number at the club's phone number is 310-792-6404.
One more time?
Yeah, 310-792-6404.
All right. And then real quick, what were your books?
Let's see. Stop Foreclosure Now in California.
Yep.
Stop Foreclosure Now, Foreclosure Investing, and Flipping Houses. And like I said to you before we started, there's only 2 principles in real estate you need to know, and that is with respect to land, they're not making any more of it. And with respect to houses, until further notice, people prefer to live indoors.
Indeed, they sure do. Yeah.
You're off to the races.
All right. Well, that is a heck of a thing you got going on. It's impressive. I hope folks take the time to check out your website, reach out, come to your meetings. There's nothing better than having a network and the community surrounding to support you while you're trying to get into this, because it can be daunting.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So everybody, thanks for coming to the Real Men of Real Estate. I've had a great time talking to you today, Lloyd. This is fantastic. And I really appreciate the spread of everything you've done from, attorney at law all the way through real estate investor to educator with an author. And that's pretty great. I hope I can get there myself.
You will.
I shall. So for anyone who's in the San Diego area or visiting the area, you can check out my real estate club also at sdcia.com. Our events and everything going on are on our website there. And we have some subgroups in education ourselves, and we're working on a certificate program, so we hope to be announcing that soon. And then I think we have, 4 more meetings going through this end of the year. And folks, if you're looking to see Bruce Norris, he's going to be speaking at our club in December. So not one to miss. So with that, thanks for listening today. Lloyd, thanks again for being here. This is great. I appreciate you taking the time. And we will see you next time on The Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio.
Thank you, Riverside County, for listening to KCAA 102.3 FM.